If people interrupt you in meetings, this is why. It's not because your ideas are weak. It's not because you're starting in the wrong place. Most professionals begin with background. Executives begin with impact. And that one shift changes how you're experienced immediately. Let me show you what I mean. Think about the last time you explained something in a meeting. You probably started like this. So earlier this week, we were reviewing the numbers and we noticed something unusual. And then we followed up with the vendor and they said, dot, dot, dot. That feels responsible. It feels thorough. It also feels long. And the moment it feels long, people begin calculating how much attention this will cost them. Meetings are not storytelling environments. They're decision environments. That's the first shift you need to understand. When you speak chronologically, you're telling a story. When executives speak, they start where the decisions live. So, instead of starting at the beginning, you start at the impact. For example, instead of, earlier this week we reviewed the Q3 projections, say, our Q3 projections are off by 8% due to vendor delays. Notice what just happened. You didn't hide information. You led with consequence. That's what decision makers are listening for. Now, let's go one layer deeper. Rambling usually isn't caused by nervousness. It's caused by chronological thinking. Your brain naturally organizes events in order. First this happened, then this happened, then we tried this. That structure works in conversation. It does not, however, work in meetings. Meetings compress time. So here's the first structural correction. Step 1. Start with impact. Always. Impact answers the question everyone is silently asking. Why does this matter right now? If you don't answer that quickly, attention drops. Let me give you a practical example. So, we've been working on the client rollout and there were some communication delays, and then the implementation timeline shifted slightly. Instead, you could say, the client rollout will move back 1 week unless we adjust resources. See that? That's impact. Now the room is oriented. The people are evaluating. Now you're useful. After impact, the second shift is compression. Most people think clarity means adding detail. In meetings, clarity means reducing in one sentence. If you cannot summarize your point in one sentence, you are not ready to speak yet. I know that might sound harsh, but it's not. It's structural. Next time, try this framework. Impact, then cause, then propose direction. For example, we're behind schedule due to vendor delays. We can either reallocate internal resources or push the launch back 1 week. That's it. You've said everything necessary for a decision to begin forming. You don't need 5 minutes. You need one clear sentence. Now, here's where most professionals lose control. They make the point, and then they keep talking. They explain emails. They explain the timeline. They explain what they already tried. They keep filling space because silence feels uncomfortable. Executives tolerate silence. Ramblers try to eliminate it. So, here's step 3. Stop after the point lands. Say the impact, say the direction, and pause. Let the room respond. If someone asks for details, you provide it. You do not preemptively supply every possible clarification. Here, let me model the difference. The rambling version can sound like this. We're behind schedule because the vendor was delayed, and we reached out twice, and we're waiting on confirmation. And if they respond by Friday, we might still recover. The executive version, We're behind schedule due to vendor delays. We recommend allocating resources to recover 1 week. Stop. Silence. That pause is not weakness. It's control. Now, let's address something important. Many professionals ramble because they think detail protects credibility. They believe if they explain everything, no one can question them. In reality, excessive detail increases cognitive load, and cognitive load reduces influence. You gain credibility by structuring information, not by expanding it. When you lead with impact, compress to one sentence, and pause after the point, 3 things change immediately. 1, people stop interrupting. 2, people stop asking you to get to the point on the inside. And 3, people begin responding to your ideas instead of your delivery. That's powerful because once people respond to your ideas, you are participating in decisions, not just providing updates. Now, let's connect this to something deeper. The way you speak in meetings shape how decision makers experience you. If your explanations feel heavy, they subconsciously limit how often they call on you. If your explanations feel structured and contained, they lean toward you. That shift is not dramatic. It's subtle. It happens over time, but it starts with structure. So, here's what I want you to try to do in your next meeting. Before you speak, ask yourself, can I state this in one sentence? If the answer is no, keep compressing. Then start with impact. Then propose direction. And lastly, stop. If someone wants more detail, they will ask. And when they ask, you answer precisely, not chronologically. Impact first. Details on request. Over time, people will begin to associate you with clarity instead of length, and that changes your professional positioning. It changes how you're perceived. It also changes when you're included, because meetings reward structure, not narration. So, if you've been told you ramble, this is not about personality. It's about starting in the wrong place. Next time, start with impact. Compress to one sentence. Pause after the point lands, and stop. That is the shift. And when you master that, you notice something interesting. Interruptions decrease, respect increases, and your ideas travel further in the room. Stop rambling is step 1. Influence comes next.